Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, I was here thinking how to start this video, right, this is actually a comeback sort of. So 4 months ago, if you follow the channel, you might have seen this video. The video for this car is a 2011 Mercedes ML350 CDI, the 4MATIC. About 4 months ago, I had this car here, or this car. I actually had to go and watch the video. I had a rough idea of what I've done at the time, but I wanted to just go through the video to make sure I could actually see what I said and how the video was played out. So I've been here for the last 15 minutes watching this video. Obviously, this video is not listed yet. But it will be by the time you watch this video. So at the time, guys, the car came basically with a couple issues, but the issue I was asked to look at was the radiator fan running at all times as soon as you would start the engine. And on that video then I've noticed that the ACC panel was completely dead. So at the time, if you watch the video, guys, just go and watch the video. I think it will be interesting for you to watch. But so when I got this delivered here, which was 3 days ago, on that same day I had a rough idea of what the problem was. So I went straight to the fuse over there, as you're gonna see by the video. I'll leave the link in the description below, or if you have seen the video. I went straight away to that 15 amp fuse, and indeed the fuse was blown. So I put a new fuse. This was like, so I was working yesterday and the day before. Then that was so it was 5 days ago, I think it was. So I put a new fuse and fine, panel came back to life. Radiator fan stopped because obviously with communications, I believe this is what commands the radiator fan or the ACC fan or the AC fan, whatever. So just let the postman to do his job. Right, so yeah, I put a new fuse, everything was working fine again, etc, etc. Now at the time, if you remember, I told you guys was loads of codes for low batteries. Now, I just did a quick scan on the car. So, by the way, the car this time came in with more issues, as you can see. We'll tackle those in a minute. So, the car came in exactly with the fan running all the times, etc, etc, etc. And it came with those lights on, ABS and ESP. So, I did a quick scan on the car, and let me show you the report. And again, look what we have. ESP. Look at that. It's too low. Instrument cluster, no communications with the ACC. Obviously, the ACC was off when I first got it. Then we have that, which I believe is going to be for the ABS, but we'll get there in a minute. But as we go through, overhead control panel, voltage, and then AC, etc. Electronic power steering, under voltage, front SAM, under voltage. Look, it's all under voltage codes. Everything is under voltage. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with this car. For the last 4 months. At the time on the video for when the fuse was blown, I mentioned that it could have been that the battery was extremely low, or maybe the battery is on its way, or the car has been off, not started, parked for a long period of time and the battery got low, and when they tried to start it was no battery, they jump started. All you need sometimes is a current peak to blow stuff away. We all know what under voltage and over voltage does to electronics. So I don't know. Is a fault like these, guys, again, and as I explained on that video, you put in your fuse and everything is good. How the heck are you gonna trace a fault like this? Are you gonna start to dismantle all the entire car to look for a problem? Yeah, I had in some videos in the past with similar issues where people says, oh, just replace. Something caused that you should go and find them. Guys, come on. It's like chasing a ghost. It's pretty much impossible. this morning, just before I start recording, I've been here. I can't activate the compressor for the air conditioning because the pressure on the air conditioning is 0. So the air condition is absolutely discharged, which I will show you just in case you think I'm BS you, because there's people out there capable of everything. So let me show you on the ACC live data, and you're gonna see right here, AC control, you're gonna see right there 0 bars. Okay, so there is no pressure. And then you're gonna go here, status of components, and as you can see, refrigerant pressure, cutoff compressor refrigerant pressure below 175. So below 1.75 bars the system stops activating the compressor, and the reactivation is above 2.25 bars. Okay, at the moment we have 0 bars. Okay, so I can't activate the compressor, but I don't know, it could have been that is the compressor that is blowing the fuse, and maybe there is a leak somewhere. They try to recharge it, and it might hold it. It might hold the refrigerant for a couple of days, maybe. And when they try to, it went. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I might do a quick measurement of the valve, just to check. Actually, we might do that, and I'll report later. But this video, guys, is not going to focus on that, to be honest with you. It's going to focus on the ABS and ESP. So I don't know if you've seen from the reports as well, but if I go quickly to my so all these codes here, guys, all these, let me show the report actually again. So most of the modules that have faults is for under voltage, some communication faults, and then we have this. So ESP there is. Okay, so that's a reports right rear speed sensor. So I'm gonna have to move some. No, don't exit. I'm gonna have to move some cars in order to be able to take this one for a quick drive, just to check the live data for the wheel speed readings, and then I think I'll report back. But yes, as for the ACC, guys, I might measure that sensor. I just thought about it actually now that I was recording and talking about it. Never thought about that before, but yeah, I might measure that. But everything else, guys, on these ACC, I've checked it. I've checked fans on. I've been there on the active tests, activating flaps, activating PTC, which I believe is for ET elements, and I just been activating everything works fine and does not blow the fuse. So I thought if it was maybe a ET element somewhere that could blow the sensor when activated. There's also a pump for the recirculation for the water. I thought maybe that activated on live data, spot on, no problems, everything carry on running, and activated it 2 or 3 times just to make sure. So honestly, it's one of those things, guys. Unless it happens and it stays as a fault, it's going to be very tricky to trace this one down. But as I said, it might be that someone recharges this air conditioning and is leaking somewhere, who knows. But while it was working, they tried to activate it, and it might be that it is the compressor solenoid. We'll have a quick look. I'll report on that later. Just repeating again myself. So with no further ado, let's gonna move some cars around. The Volkswagen Fox should be picked up very, very shortly. And just as I was moving the cars around, sorry, I just realized that it looks like the car went to get the parking sensors repaired. If you remember on the original video 4 months ago, I told you that the PTS was not working, and that's been fixed now. Very good. Okay, guys, and I'm ready to go. I've already loaded the live data for the RPM sensors, for the wheel sensors. First time I actually think I used the IM608 for something like this. It's nice to see that the IM608 supports more than 3 live data readings on graphic merges. the maxi series, the 908P only supports 3. You can't select more than 3. This one, I selected 4 and it was fine. It looks like I could select even more, but there's only 4 available anyway. So we're gonna go for a drive. I'm not going to be able to record, like, sort of, I might try to do from here to the end of the road, see if there's any discrepancies, but we are recording the live data in there, so we will be able to go back and see exactly what we have, see if we find any issues. Okay, was a little bit of traffic on this road today. I'm not really sure what's going on, but I just had to go to the end of the road, literally. Let me take these out of there, stop the glare. Just had to go to the end of the road and came back, and I think it's quite self-explanatory. 3 of the wheels are reading okay. The purple line, oh sorry, I must have pressed something. Anyway, as you can see there, so that was the full screen, but you have here a different point of view, and as you can see, that's, I started back there, but it doesn't really matter. So as you can see over there, all 3 reading, and as you can see, the purple line, which is my rear, right rear speed sensor, stuck at 0.7. As you can see, all the way there's a flat line on that sensor, and as you can see, all the other sensors went to read something. Okay, so yeah, we're gonna does not necessarily mean that's going to be exactly what the code says. Check the bearing. It might be that it's the bearing, it might be that it's not the bearing. If it's the bearing, oh well, it's going to be a bearing replacement. But for now, we're going to have to get into that wheel, take the wheel out, etc, etc, and do some investigation work, I guess. Okay, so I quickly take you through what we did here. I know I'm not going to waste too much time because this is not what this video is about. But as I said, I'll be testing the compressor, the AC compressor solenoid. So I had to actually disconnect the solenoid down there. You can't really see it, but it's a plug down there. There's 2 wires on the plug, but in this case, after the plug, as it goes to the compressor, there's only 1 wire. The ground is actually taken on the actual compressor body. There is a wire there screwed in, and then it goes all the way back to the solenoid, and then only 1 wire is actually connected all the way back to the ACC module. Diagrams shows me different colors, and it actually shows me everything connected straight. Obviously Mercedes, maybe my diagrams are wrong, and Mercedes has changed. So that's the one in there. It's not really focusing, isn't it? There is the plug. Okay, so 2 wires at the back and only 1 wire. Is it gonna focus? No, it's not. And only 1 wire, there we go, on the other side. So I actually have that unplugged and I measure it. They both come to here. I can't measure, obviously they are in the right positions, but they are different colors. My diagrams shows me different colors. I can't measure the wires one against the 2 pins against each other, because as I said, the ground is taken from down there, so all I get is an open circuit. But if I measure the actually wire that is connected to the solenoid against ground, which is that one in there, it's pin, I think it's pin 3 if I'm not mistaken. If I measure that against ground, I get 13 ohms around there. What you should get on these solenoids is between 10 and 14, so that's well in my specifications. So I guess there's nothing wrong with the solenoid, and my theory of a bad solenoid blowing the fuse is wrong. So I guess I still adamant that this is something they have been doing on this car, jump starting it, or the battery is bad, or I don't know. I don't know right now. The car starts fine every time. I might test the battery just to check, but I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm going to try to gather more information to see exactly what the owner has been doing with these or whatever. But yeah, this is going to be one of those that unless the fuse blows and actually stays, whatever it is, shorted, and I can actually trace it back, this is going to be nearly impossible to find the problem. You can only make like assumptions or guess, like I just did with the compressor, and test. And and if you find something, yeah, go for it. If not, just, I don't know, I gotta try to grab the information to see if they tell me anything that throws any light at this. But again, guys, I'm not going to focus this video on that. This video is going to be purely for the ABS, so let's gonna forget this for now, and let's gonna crack on with this rear wheel. Okay, so wheel is out, sensor is out, and I've done a couple of checks which I'll show you, and to me this actually looks like a sensor problem. Obviously we're going to measure from here to the ABS pump, make sure wiring is all good, but this sounds to me like a bad sensor at the moment. So I removed the sensor, which I got it out in one piece, really easy really. I put the camera in there, which is the same for the IM608, and it's pretty much impossible to see the actually magnetic side of things because the sensor reads in there on the side. That's where the magnetic strip is on the bearing. So basically when you look in there, I'm gonna take this off. When you're gonna look in there, it reads, so what you see right at the bottom is actually it's part of the drive shaft, and then on your right hand side, right, is the actually magnetic strip that obviously that's where the sensor reads. So when you look at the sensor goes like this, in this position, and the magnetic strip runs here in front of this flat area. So here is where it reads. I think it's the sensor because one, as you have seen, you had no readings whatsoever. If there was a problem on the actually magnetic strip, as you've seen from some of my videos, most likely would read in certain parts of the sensor and would fail on some others, where the magnetic strip would be broken or missing, whatever. But as you've seen on the live data, there is no readings whatsoever. Another thing is, if I pass this magnetic thingy, this magnet in front of the sensor, I get no reaction on the machine whatsoever. So this, to me, after all of this put together, to me this is a sensor problem. I'm gonna get a sensor and put it in. It could be a few more tests we could do. I could swap the sensors from right to left and see if my problem would move, which I'm very confident it would. I'm 99.9999% sure that this is going to be a sensor problem. The only thing left, as I said, is going to be measuring from here all the way to the unit. Just make sure there's no wiring problems throughout the loom of the car. So we're going to do that next, and if that reveals okay, it's going to be the sensor. Okay, so I measured both. I'm just going to show you one, but I measured both. They are both good. So I'm connected all the way down to the front of the car, and the pins on the ABS pump is pin 42 and 43. So I'm connected to one of them, and we have 0.5. If I swap this into the next pin or the pin before, and I change this here, right, you're gonna see that we have also .5. So guys, I'm pretty much sure this is gonna be a ABS problem, and that's about it really. So let's gonna get a new sensor, I guess. And as I was come out from checking diagrams to show you something, I just realized that whoever they fixed the parking system then did not even get bothered to spray a little bit of paint over the sensors. I wouldn't let it go like this, honestly. I would put a little bit of white spray, and they did the same at the front. Exactly the same thing. Let me show you. Unbelievable. Anyway, why did I want to check diagrams? I know this video was not for that, was not for the air conditioning panel ACC blowing diffuse. I think I found the issue. I know, lucky, but I found the issue. So when I was putting the plug back on, look guys what I've seen. I don't know how I looked to it, but I did look. Let me show you this. Okay, can you see that? Now the diagrams, my diagram shows the brown wire and a different color wire. The brown wire still shows as being the ground and the other wire being the positive, so I can guarantee you that's where my issue is. This is the recirculation pump, this pump here on the side, right there. That's the recirculation pump for the AC. And now you might ask why it didn't blow when I tried to activate it. Maybe it's not making contact right now, and with the vibrations, engine running, etc., different conditions will might make it to touch. But yeah, that sounds to me like being my problem. This pump doesn't run all the time, so normal that it lasted all this time without blowing. But yeah, I think that's my issue. So I'm gonna fix that pulley out, repair that obviously. Actually, let me unplug it and show you how it looks. I haven't took it off yet. And my bad, because that second wire looked like a black wire, but when I actually move it out of the way, you can see it's actually the right color, which is blue and white. So when I zoom in, look at that. Look at that. Any doubts? So this is what was blowing the fuse for the ACC. So yeah, I'm gonna repair that completely off camera. As again, this video is not for this, but for now I'm just gonna wait for the sensor for the rear wheel, or get one from somewhere. Speak with the owner, see what he wants to put in there, and we'll go from there, see if that fixes my ABS problem. Okay, this video is getting really weird. I don't know why. We'll see how it goes when I edit. Just rang the guy, told him what I need. He said to me, go and get one. And I said, okay, I'll go to Mercedes and I'll buy a brand new sensor. And he said, no, I will buy one and I will take it to you. Okay, so I'm now waiting for the guy to come and drop me a sensor. Don't know what he's gonna bring me. Well, I think I do know. He's gonna go third party somewhere, and that's it. Okay, so yeah, just waiting really at the moment. Okay, new sensor installed. I haven't clipped in yet, just to do a quick test. As I said, it's not like a Bosch or anything like that. What I've seen with these aftermarket sensors on Mercedes is that even though they work, they don't read properly. And when compared with the other sensors, with the other original sensors, the readings are not the same, and that triggers obviously faults. I've seen that twice in the past, so that's why I don't like this kind of stuff with aftermarket sensors, but that's why you brought me, that's what we're going to work with. So car is running. I'm logged into the ECU. Because we have that wheel in the air, it should just spin that wheel, which is going to be the rear right. Okay, so we are going to engage gear, and now I'm going to slowly release the pedal, the brake pedal, and that should start to read. Let me see if it reads. Come on, there we go. Fully released, 22 miles per hour. So let me show you. Whoop. And obviously we have readings on one of the wheels. Okay, so the next step now is putting everything back on and just do a last driving test to make sure the readings are all the same and the ECU is happy with them. Okay, so clear the codes, and we're gonna go for a drive. Obviously I have all those lights, as you can see. Diagnosis or rig test is connected, so that's why the lights are on, but there is no fault, so I'll show you at the end of the video. So I've loaded exactly the same live data for the 4 wheel speeds, and as you can see, still the purple, I made sure it was the same. right rear speed sensor is that one. So we're gonna go for a drive at the end of the road, and then when I come back, we're gonna look at the live date. Actually, let me see if I can do this just without stop recording. As you can see, you've seen straight away the readings in there. Okay, now let me go so I can speed up a little bit more so we can see something actually on the data, on the graphics. And yeah, that's gonna do that. And look at that, beautiful, absolutely beautiful. All reading okay. Lucky for the guy that the second-hand sensor, that the aftermarket sensor is actually good. I definitely seen it in the past where they don't read correctly, especially on a Mercedes. But yeah, there it is, guys, fixed. Now we're going to come out of these so I can come on, get out of there. Come on. Right, we're going to come out of this and clear the codes, so we can see that when we log out, the actually codes goes away. Not sure what was going on, was kind of frozen, but it started to respond again. So we should now, there we go. So as soon as you come out, as you can see, fault free. So with no further ado, guys, in the end, just about sensor, the code description saying check bearing, it kind of could throw you in the wrong path, but obviously you need to do the testing before you make any assumptions. So with no further ado, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information here you guys can find useful. If you do have any questions, any comments, you know how it works, put them below. And like always, thank you for watching.